Hello, welcome to another video here at Meg and Jane's Adventures. So today I am showing you my videos and pictures that I took from my last trip to Colchester Zoo. So this is the first video of the year, but from the trip that I took on the 18th of December. So I'm just showing you some pictures of the animals that I took just to open this video, and then I have some wonderful videos of Tiger to start us off. So Tiger is an orangutan and he is one of my favourites to see. He is my favourite in terms of sometimes when we go, he's outside under a blanket, so you can't actually see him. So to be able to see him when he's inside, and he's just got some enrichment there. The keepers have put some sort of food, probably Complan or something like that, and so he's just getting that out of a piece of fire hose. So the fire hose is what the fire brigade use, so that when that gets changed, it gets donated to a lot of the zoos, to the point that there are fire hose enrichment workshops at every zoo. If you're a zookeeper, you get invited to go to a fire hose enrichment workshop. And I know at Colchester, if you do team building activities or certain activities, you actually get to make some of these for the animals, which is pretty cool, and you know that your effort's going to be worth it, because they get quite a lot of fun out of most of them. Especially the primates, they love hanging fire hose, jumping from it, playing on it, playing with it. If it's plaited or braided or just dangling, they'll find a way to play on it. And Tiger's very clever, he's using a stick to get it out. Although at one point he did push the stick all the way through the fire hose and was very confused. It was adorable. He did look quite pleased with himself though when he did push it all the way through. Oh, look at that tongue. He has a lovely tongue. It's just so nice to see him inside. We never get to see him inside. So Tiger lives in Rajang's forest, aptly named after Rajang, the hybrid orangutan who passed away in 2018. So here's Tiger on the move. Look at his furry coat. He was just like pacing around, and then he sat up and he just did whatever he wanted to do. You can see the reflection more than you can actually see Tiger in this video, but I still like it. He just sat there for a while, and then he just walked around, just doing whatever he was doing. And then technically the sea lions come before Rajang, but I mixed them up. So here are the sea lions. There are 5 female sea lions at Colchester. They are Patagonian sea lions, and they are very, very well trained, and they love to swim around their enormous enclosure. This one was just like chilling. Not entirely sure what she was doing. And then we actually got to see the sun bears, which was amazing. So this one was digging in the house, looking through the bedding. I don't know if they'd scatter fed them and he was trying to find the food in there or what, but I am not really sure. He seemed to be having a nice time, and I say he very loosely. I'm not sure if this was the male or the female. I know they have Jojo and Shreya, but I don't know who is who. But the fur on their heads it reminds me of a Shar-Pei dog, but it was so lovely to see them up close. Look at that. They were literally right down the bottom end of their enclosure, and they were just having so much fun. If only the glass wasn't there, I could just reach out and stroke them. Not that I would advise that at all. But they are really, really lovely when you actually get to see them. It was so nice to see them all the way down the bottom. And they literally just were unfazed by us. I guess most of the animals anyway like to people watch, and so they don't really mind people, especially the other side of big glass windows. But we just stood and we watched them for a while, and eventually they just wandered off, and we did too. But we stood there for a good while just watching them. So I actually have some footage from this video. The footage is filmed between my Samsung phone and my Nikon D3500, so I have different shots, and that's why the filming angles changed. So this one was taken on my Nikon, whereas the previous clip was taken on my phone. So these are the cherry crown mangabees, and they were having a great time. He was particularly having a great time throwing his stick about and just chasing after it. Basically, he'd climb all the way up and then just launch him and his stick off of the top and get caught in the hanging net that they have in there. He's very, very nimble, is all that I can say. He did get distracted by certain things, but he always went back to that stick. He'd take it and he'd just run up, all the way up, and just launch himself all the way down. Crazy. They do say primates are acrobats though. He was having a great time. He's just so full of energy. We just watched him and we just couldn't stop laughing. I don't know if this is a natural behaviour or if this is... I know this is a younger animal, and so the playing might be normal, but I mean, at college we were always told what is a normal animal behaviour, and so who knows, this could be something that they do regularly, but I'm guessing he's just playing, he's just passing the time. There was another one, the male was in there as well, and he was just up high, sitting, minding his own business and trying not to get in the way of this little monkey throwing his stick around and having a great time. You can just see him waggling his stick and then just launching. He just, yeah, we had to stop watching him in the end. We had to like walk away. we just couldn't stop. We got really lucky on this particular morning. We just got a show. We got a show from Tiga, we got a show from the Sunbears, and we got a show from these guys. It was just great. Oh, and here we have the lioness Naja. She is trying to wake Bailey up. Bailey is not having any of it, and in the end they cuddle up together and go to sleep. And then this is a gelada baboon, so they quite happily sit in the little bucket. It was very cute to see them because one would get out and another one would sit in. So along from the geladas, you have the enclosure at the front is the binturong, and then you have a wreathed hornbill. This is very wibbly wobbly footage, but I wanted to include it because I haven't really seen her before. I've only seen her once when we've been around the front, and this was only the second time that I've actually seen her, so I just wanted to include the footage that I had taken of her. I think there's quite a lot of it, but I really enjoyed seeing her. She was just like up at the top, just doing whatever she was doing, really. I think she was just like looking out and seeing what was going on. She probably knows that like people walk that way and she can see them, and she can probably see the binturongs as well, because I think near to where she was sitting directly underneath is the binturong's house. House or indoor area. So yeah, she probably just enjoys the looking out. It was really nice to see her though. So then we have the kuni pig? No? Maybe a kuni pig, I'm not sure. I just know it is a pig and they smell bad. So it took us ages to find the cheetahs when we finally got down there, and then I had a belt on my hat because it was Christmas. I was wearing my elf hat and I moved and suddenly all their heads popped up, and it was hilarious because we had been looking for them for like 10 minutes at this point, and I said, oh, let's leave, and just as I moved my head, all their heads popped up. And then we walked round from the cheetahs and through towards the giraffe house, and we saw one of the rhinos having a scratch. We saw the baby rhinos and it was great. And this is one of the little day geckos, the yellow-headed day gecko, just peering at us from behind the frame. Oh, I forgot to mute one of them as I'm doing this voiceover, which isn't that great. So we saw the tigers, which is a must. I got more pictures of the tigers than I did videos because they weren't really doing anything, they were just sitting pretty. So obviously I took a little video because just look at them. I love it when animals just like blink their eyes, they're just so cute. Oh, I don't know, I'm a zoology student, but sometimes you just need a reminder of why animals are so cute, and especially as we've just gone into lockdown 3.0, like needing to find some motivation to actually do my degree, and I'm just like watch my own videos back and I'm just like, this is it, look how cute they are. Who wouldn't want to work with the animals? This is what I'm doing, this is the end goal. So we wandered round and we managed to see the giant snakes. I can't actually remember what they're called. Boa constrictors maybe, or I always get confused with which one's the boa constrictor and which one's the anaconda, you see. But it was really nice to see them, and she basically, I say she loosely as well, I'm not sure who is who, but just got really comfy, moved into a tighter coil, and it was quite amusing. Sort of set off a chain reaction, and then the other one started moving as well. Obviously it wasn't very comfortable, but you can see how tight they wrap themselves up. It's just like, no wonder that they constrict their prey. It just keeps going, and you can just see all their muscles moving. It is pretty amazing. Nice and comfy. She just seems to keep going though. And then she decides, I don't want my head to be here, so I'm gonna move it over here. I love that, like, we've never really seen them move before. I remember when I interned at the zoo, and we walked past one day after we had finished one of our classes, and we were wandering around the zoo seeing all the different animals on the different sections, and we came through here and they had been fed, and it was just the most I've ever seen them move. And this is the second time that I've like seen them move, other than when they're just like sitting. And then from there we went round and we passed the gibbons and went down to red pandas. Red pandas were having a great time. It had started raining by then, so Panda was a little bit soggy, but not too bad. But look at those claws. She also got fed, so then got scared by the keeper, but that was just the keeper giving her some bamboo. But the keepers try and make sure that they see them eating so that they know that nothing's wrong, especially when the pandas like to live up high. You need to know that everything is going okay. They have such cute little faces. Oh, my favourite, the anteaters. So my true favourite is the tamandua or the lesser anteater, but the giant anteaters are just one of mine and my mum's favourites. So are the otters. I've worked with Eurasian short-clawed otters before, and they are one of my favourites to work with, although they do have a very sharp bite. So it was really nice to see this one being fed. So I very rarely get to see these guys at the zoo, so it was really nice to be able to get some footage of them. And then the last place we made a stop was the chimps. We very rarely go into the chimp house. I'm not entirely sure why, I just don't really like them. I mean, I like all animals. I think all of them are fascinating. For some reason, chimps just really scare me. But we left there pretty quickly. So now I have put together a little like slideshow of my pictures that I took. So I'm just gonna talk a bit while they're going on in the background. But Colchester is one of my very favourite places to visit. And as I said at the beginning of this voiceover, this is the first video of the new year, and it is of my last trip to the zoo of 2020, and we went on the 18th, which is when a lot of places had started going into tier 3, but we managed to squeeze in a last visit, and we had a great time, is all that I can say. And I'm really glad that we did get to go, because now we're in lockdown 3.0, and honestly, these videos and pictures are the only things that are keeping me sane right now. I'm preparing for loads of exams. I've got to email the zoo about doing my dissertation. I've got to email my tutor about doing my dissertation. I've got lots to consider, and sometimes you just need some animal therapy, I guess. So I'm kind of gonna leave the voiceover here, gonna let you enjoy the pictures. I'm gonna say a really big thank you for watching this video, especially if you've made it this far. Sorry it got a bit sappy just a minute ago, but I want to thank you all for your support for the last 4 or 5 months since I actually started doing this channel. It's been a bit slow because I haven't been able to go anywhere, but your support really does mean a lot. In relation to this YouTube channel, I also have an Instagram account which is linked down below, along with some of my links for my craft business and my craft pages and stuff like that. So if you like me, maybe you could go subscribe over there too. And speaking of subscribing, if you're new here, please give this video a thumbs up and give us a cheeky subscribe, and I will stop chatting and I will leave you to the rest of these pictures. So I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. Bye.